It's your boy Zay-P, Zay-P the I am. I am that I am, as you are that you are, for we are all that we are. From the individual to the many, from the many comes the all, and the all is one. And so your boy's back at it, back with a brand new video. Today I'm just coming through because I really wanted to connect and just drop this May energy report for the collective. So the thing about these energy reports I want you to keep in mind is that with energy, things fluctuate, things change. Things change just along the nature of our decision making in the day-to-day process. So try not to get too attached to hard outcomes, just understanding the general themes that are playing out within the collective, within the energies, and how that might manifest in your own personal life is going to go a long way to just informing how you want to move throughout the month ahead. Understand that these are just themes, archetypes, and the ways energy seems to be playing out overall for a collective. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and from that, we're going to jump right in. And so right off the bat, the first thing that I do want to talk about, which I have been connecting into, is this hesitation to move forward. There's this anticipation to lean in, but a hesitation to move forward. This is a little bit of what the collective is going through. We're kind of coming to this place where things seem like they may be normalizing. People are hopeful and optimistic to really start to get back outside, start to connect with friends, start to connect in person, face to face with others. At the same time, there's still a lot of fear. There's still a lot of stuff going on. And so overall, there's this curiosity, this interest to kind of lean in, to kind of jump in. At the same time, there is the hesitation, that initial wanting to take that step and then the pullback. With that said, you're gonna want to move a little slow this month. You're gonna want to just take your time. You're gonna want to actually align with the energies of the seasons, right? So here in the northern hemisphere, we're moving into spring, right? So that's the particular dominant season that we're in. You'll want to really take a relaxed approach to life. You know, just really thinking about being mindful, being present with what is, because when you're present with what is, this is where you're going to really tap into your own personal guidance system. And that's how you're going to know when to take that forward step and when to just fall back and hold and reserve and wait, right? And so since that's going to be the energy of the month, those are the energies you're going to be playing with, finding that balance between taking a step towards something fun, a step towards something optimistic, a step towards something you want to manifest, and when you want to just step back, hold it in, reserve a little bit, take a breath, take a day, take a moment, just breathe, chill out, and let things pass. Learning this balance is going to be really a key to the flow of life as you start to ascend and rise and start to experience more 5D experiences. There's going to be more of a need to go with the flow of everything, to basically read the room. When it comes to energy, you want to read the room. Some days you get up, the energy is not necessarily there. You might be a big hustler. You might be a big time entrepreneur where it's always go, go, go. This particular day, the energy is not there. All of the energy is telling you it's a day for you to chill. It's a day for you to rest. It's not a day to force anything business-wise. And when we do go ahead, because we always so go, 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 we might find ourselves forcing mistakes and messing things up. Right? When we move, as we shift and ascend into the next level, we start to have more 5D experiences. It's going to be really key to understand and know how to read the room, really understand the energies we're experiencing, to know when is the time to fall back and when is the time to push. When is it time to be in your feminine? When is it time to be in that masculine, right? So that's what this month is going to be a little bit about. It's a little bit of that practice of the dance, the back and forth, left foot to right foot, right? Push forward, fall back. Push forward, fall back. Don't fall back too much. There are just times and points where the recharge is needed. So this is the overall theme for the month as we move into the next part of the reading, where I'm going to go into the Moon Oracle deck. Now, we all know months are not, some days are longer, some months are shorter. So when we say this, it's not exactly the first week, second week, third week, fourth week. It may just blend that way, but for yourself, however it feels. You know, that first quarter of the month, the second quarter of the month, the third quarter of the month, the fourth quarter of the month. All right, so we're going to pull 4 cards. We're going to go through this. I'm going to channel in whatever messages that want to come through with that card to let you know what the energy is for that week. So remember, the overall theme is the back and forth. It is the push forward to fall back. And so you want to keep that in mind as we go through each of these quarters of the month. So, first quarter in May. This is the instinct card, all right? So the instinct, learning to understand, follow those cues and that intuition, because it's the instinct that's going to be letting you know when you want to lean in, when you want to fall back. What's your instinct telling you? Some days you're going to wake up and you're going to feel this is a day that I need to just kind of be by myself. Maybe I should just fall back. If you're listening to your instincts, you know this is a day you should stay in the house and not bother with people. But if you're not listening to your instincts, you might lean into that, and next thing you know, you find yourself in a huge dispute with your business partner, right? Because you didn't listen to your instincts. So that's what this first quarter of the month is bringing in, is opportunities for you to hone in, fine-tune that instinct, right? Because your instinct is a sixth sensory perception ability. Right? This is one of the special gifts that everybody talks about when you come into your awakening, when you have your ascension. You know, everybody wants to think just straight to, you know, who floating when you're meditating and all of these other woo-woo out there kind of experiences, but nobody thinks about just the basic abilities, you know, your enhancement of your vision, or your ability to hear deeper levels of sound, right? Your own empathic abilities, just your ability to feel emotion, and to your own mind's ability to jump into other perspectives. Like, all of these are abilities, all of these are superpowers, all of these are progressive steps to getting you to that place where you are, you know, moving mountains with but your mind, right? So when you want to get to that place, you start incrementally along the path. You don't want to ignore any of these steps. The first step of that is really starting to understand your own instinct. And so that first week of May is going to provide you with opportunities of that. If you're listening, if you're paying attention, it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's just going to be a matter of, oh, I got, you know, my intuitive hit. You know, I was walking through a neighborhood and something said, you know what? Maybe I should make that left instead of going right. I'm gonna listen to my instincts and go to the left, right? If you do that, it'll be smooth sailing. If you're the type of person who is just, I have to control everything, and you're in your head, you're not listening to your instincts, you're not listening to your body, you might be in for a little bit more of a bumpy ride. Moving into the second quarter of the month. All right, so in the second quarter of the month, individuality. All right, so with that you're thinking this is really going to be all about getting clear on who you are and what you are about, what you want to do, the ways you want to invest your heart and yourself into different projects, into different experiences. People often want to get into more stuff. People often want to find more things to do with themselves. People want to get their summer bodies right? So all of this stuff is going to be, in that second quarter, it's going to be all about how you do that in your own ways. You know, what is resonating with you, and figuring out your own expressions, right? Understanding that when we're coming off of the first week being about instincts, as you move into individuality, you want to understand that your instincts are different from anybody else, right? So this is still just carrying on a theme of fine-tuning your own ability to listen to your device, your instrument, your spiritual tool, your avatar, right? as you learn to listen to your avatar, to understand the information it's giving you, the input, the signals, the data, the analytics. As you learn to understand that, you learn to kind of read the room better. You learn how to navigate the energies, how to navigate spirit, because you can understand and pick up on the cues, right? So your instinct kicks in. You have all these things happen during the first week of May that's helping you sharpen and fine-tune your own instincts and what it means to listen to them, to follow them. That second week, you're going to really be coming into that understanding of your instincts are different from other people, right? And that is because your path is different from other people's path, right? It might be the best option for somebody to make a left and to avoid these certain people. That does not necessarily mean it is the best action for you, right? But you might be a person who's ready to take certain risks to get certain rewards, and you just might happen to meet the right person going down to the right, as opposed to somebody else whose gut instinct said go to the left. For them, it may have led them to that new job they were looking for where they can get the overtime. For you, going to the right could have led you to the brokerage firm that you were looking for to invest your money, right? So everybody's path is different. Everybody's instincts will be different. You are that individual, right? You have your own individual spark. And so you really want to get in touch with that aspect of your instincts. So that's what the second week is going to really be inviting you to learn. Getting face to face with your instincts, right? And then learning how your instincts are unique, your own unique instincts, your own unique ways of interfacing and understanding the world around you. So as we round that corner coming into the second half of the month, if you haven't been here before, if it's your first time, or just if you are watching, be sure to hit that like, smash it up, hit the follow, share it out, subscribe, because we appreciate all these efforts that really help to grow the community. The third week of the month, you can say, so to speak. Okay, so the third week of May, buds. And this is just telling me April showers brings May flowers. So as we round into the third week of the month, things are going to be feeling prosperous for a lot of people. Everybody's going to be starting to feel a little bit more abundant, seeing a little bit of the fruits of their labors, whether that you've been locked up during all this time and you've been just cooking up, working on your own projects. You might start to see those things gain a little traction, gain a little momentum. Whether you've been saving up or working out during this time, you might start to see that, it's time for those fruits to pay off, right? But this is all about more just new growth and expansion. Now, remember the initial theme of the month, that push and pull. There's going to be some things coming up, but there's going to be some fear coming up with that. And this third week, as beautiful as it sounds as being abundant, is going to really be an invitation for you to step through fear, right? Sometimes we got to step through our own fear to really access the fruits of our labor. And so it starts to flower in all of these beautiful ways that once they step past fear and embrace the change, they was actually able to come to a lot of great abundance. But you can't do that if you are just held back by fear, right? And so this is that push-pull theme really going to come up big in that third quarter, where you're going to start to see some beautiful possibilities, some beautiful options on the table, but it's going to be kind of scary. They're going to look like, do I really want to do the work to accomplish that? Do I really want to step into that? Do I really want to take on that, right? Like, some things are going to be stepping into the spotlight. You get an invitation for a public speaking engagement. You've been saying you want to be a public speaker. Now this is going to be the biggest public speaking thing you've ever done. All of a sudden you got all the excuses in the world. Well, I'm not really trained, or I'm not really qualified. I'm not an authority in anything. I can't really, I'm not ready for this. I usually speak to 5 to 10 people at a time in a little group Zoom room, right? I can't speak to a room full of 600 corporate professionals now. Do you step past the fear and step into what you feel and what you know you want to do? Or do you take that step back and say, nah, I'm just going to fall back and just stay here with what I know? Not to say either is a wrong choice, but this is what we're going to be dealing with as we go throughout the month. So coming back into the fourth quarter of the month. Okay, so what I'm getting is Palace, and this Palace is coming up at the fourth quarter of the month. It's really for those who are really going to learn through this month how to step in and step past that fear, who are really going to be learning how to step forward and leaning into the abundance, taking that step forward as opposed to taking that step back. These people are going to experience themselves stepping into a palace, right? They're going to experience themselves stepping into just more abundance and possibility and opportunity. So there's going to be a lot more happening. There's going to be a lot more energy, movement. It's going to be a lot more momentum moving towards different things. And for those people who learn, especially through this month, through the energies of this month, to really tap into their own unique instincts, to really lean forward into what they want, to get past the fear, those people are going to be stepping into what feels like a palace come June, come the summertime, come this big expansive moment. But for those who maybe tend to shy and tend to fall back and tend to just want to maybe play things a little bit safe and not necessarily take certain leaps, for all of those, this palace that the others are experiencing is going to feel like a prison. It's going to feel like things opened up, and things could have opened up, but they haven't, right? It's not going to feel like you have the options. It's kind of going to feel like maybe you're stuck. Maybe you're still recycling through the same things, having the same lessons again, right? And this is partially because lessons revisit us, right? And as we learn them and as we absorb and integrate them, they close in and they spiral in and become tighter and tighter. So when we don't learn the lesson, it's just like we're going through the big whole loop over and over again. And we're guaranteed to do it over and over again until we start to learn it, until we start to integrate it, until we demonstrate we've learned, we know it, and until we start to live accordingly, right? And so that is the energies for the month of May ahead. Remember the overall theme, which is this push and pull, back and forth. Do I lean in and kind of invest myself? Do I fall back, kind of play things cool? There are going to be times where you need both. It is beautiful, and it is important to have times of quiet, of peace, of stillness. And it is beautiful, and it is important to have moments of expression and passion and fun and excitement. You want to be able to have both in balance in one's life, and you need to cultivate your avatar, your innate intuition, your instrument that informs you, your emotional guidance system, right? Your mental clarity and thought. You want to have all of these things harmonized, aligned in a way so that you can receive the information. And that's what this month is going to be fine-tuning, right? That first week talking about getting more familiar, more acquainted with your own instincts. And then moving through that process to understand your uniqueness within your guidance system, within how you function in comparison to anybody else. Do not compare to anybody else. That is the point. Recognize you are your own guidance system, and only you can determine what that balance of in and out, yin and yang, needs to be for your life. So then as you move into the third part of the month, it's really going to be coming into this promotion, this expansive space where there will be more doors, more opportunities, and it's really going to be moments of choosing. What have you learned? Have you listened? Have you learned to listen to your instincts, to your intuition? Have you understood what your own particular individual path is, right? So now, what direction do you choose? Do you go left? Do you go right? Which one really serves you based on your own perspective? Are you listening to others and choosing to do what they say? Are you looking at your fears and choosing to play small and choosing to hide? Are you investing yourself in the ways that everything in you tells you, I really want to do? This is going to be playing out in this third part of the month. And then in the fourth part of the month, finally wrapping up, as we get into June, as we get more into the summer energies, it's really going to be all about that manifestation of everything you've been through. What did you create? Did you build a palace? Have you built this expansive space for the summer, for the new energies? Or have you created a prison? Have you built a space that keeps you small and hidden and refrained and unable to break free? And so that is your monthly energy report. As always, as said in the beginning of this, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's your boy Zay-P. I'm out.